Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today is a day that I think we have all been waiting for. We have gotten the new Andalusian. So a previous fan favorite has gotten a glow up. The Horse of Kings. Make way for Spanish royalty. The Andalusian is here. Elegance, grandeur, and charisma are a given for this breed. They really know how to strut their stuff. While they will always be a trusty companion, once a diva, always a diva, so don't be surprised when the Andalusian turns their nose up at cheap treats. Also known as Pura Raza Española, or PRE, this horse was one of the first breeds used in classical dressage, which they still excel in today. With their athletic movements and graceful nature, one cannot miss their striking appearance as they parade through the arena, tap into their classical roots and intelligence by mastering the regal Spanish walk and rhythmic passage. The Andalusian is located by Jorvik Stables and comes in 7 different coat colors. They're available for 950 star coins from player level 5. One of the coats is also available from level 1, standing in the Moorland Courtyard. There's also some Andalusian sets available in the shop by the Jorvik Stables or in the global store. And they also have a website update and some bonus points for the Trail of Harvest. Coming next week, permanent party time. So, for today, I'm riding my Gen 2 Andalusian. Is it Gen 2? I think it's Gen 2, right? Anyways, I have a Gen 1 Andalusian and a Gen 2, and now we're getting the Gen 3. So it'll be kind of fun. I think we can compare all 3 generations afterwards. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and go look at these horses. I'm so excited. Okay, here they are, the beauties. Oh, they look so good already. So starting off with this bay coat. I love this coat. Super pretty. I think they did such a good job on the bay coloring especially. And the little crooked blaze is so cute. With like the little bit of color on the bottom lip too. I think that's like such a fun feature to have, like, because you know they do so many blazes on horses, but they don't really do like, I mean, they're starting to, but it's kind of fun to have like an offset blaze, I think. So that's really cute. Let's also go ahead and look at the movements with this horse. So here's the walk. So elegant, so pretty. Love this walk. Trot, same thing. I love how extended it is. It definitely gives dressage horse vibes. Here's the canter, super collected, so pretty. Gallop, same thing, just more extension. And then fast gallop. And the passage or passage, I'm not really sure, but that's a really pretty move. Spanish walk, love that. And that's got to be all of them. So some really nice gaits to be sure. Let's look at some of these other coats. So here's a dapple gray that's kind of got some like rose dappling. Pretty cute. It's got a little snip as well. And it's got like 2 white socks and a coronet band. So kind of some fun markings on this one. We have this one that's like a white gray. Super pretty, like dark muzzle, so you can tell it's a gray. It's got some darker points on like its hocks and the one darker hoof. I think it's really cute. Does it have a blue eye? Hang on a second. Let's go out really quick. I just want to zoom in. Oh gosh, I always forget how to do that. Here we go. It does. It has a blue eye, guys. Okay. Had to make sure I was seeing that right. So it's got 2 blue eyes. Okay, so it has blue eyes to be sure. Really pretty though. Then they have this solid black one. I mean, pretty much solid black. It's got one little snip on it. But really pretty markings. I love like the kind of like brownish, purplish hue that they do in it. I think that makes it feel really realistic, like especially right here in the flank. So really pretty. Okay, they've got this buckskin. This is a gorgeous buckskin coat. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is beautiful. And the dappling on the back, really pretty. I love all of the dark points. I do think that the like blaze, the skinny blaze is cute, but in some ways I also wish that they had just done a solid face for this one. I think that both would be cute, but definitely really pretty. I love the dappling on this one, and I love that they did dark points, like no white socks on the bottoms, which is kind of why I think I wish they went with a solid face and just had no white markings on this horse. But overall, it's really cute. I still really like it. Okay, then we've got this one, which is kind of like a champagne, like Perlino. Yeah, pretty champagne coat with like the darker blonde manes. Honestly, guys, and you can hate me for this, I'm not a big fan of champagne coats like Cremellos, Perlinos, like even in real life. Um, just I'm not a huge fan of like the Cremellos. Like I don't know why. Uh, and that stands true for in-game too. I don't think I might have one Cremello, maybe. I think my Mawari is a Cremello, but, or not my Mawari, but my Akalteki, I think, is a Cremello. So, anyways, I'm not a huge fan of this coat. I'm sure other people will make it look cute, but it's my biggest one. And then we have the bay that we started with, and then we have this bay, which I have had my eye on this one. I saw some spoilers. I was really excited about this coat because I am a huge fan of bald face horses. So I love this one. Honestly, it's gorgeous. I love the dark bay on it. And the four white socks is really cute. The shading on this horse is just so nice, like especially in the neck. It just looks really good. So I think my top ones are gonna be probably this dark bay, this like lighter bay, and then the buckskin, of course. But I think I'm gonna start by buying this bald face one because I don't think I have a lot of bald face horses in my stable, and we already know that I have quite a few buckskins. So let's go ahead and see what the main options are. So there's this one that has like the braids. This one, I'm not really sure. How does this one differ from? Oh, okay. So shorter mane. We've got this one that's got the like braided dressage tail and the braids on top. Got this one that has like the really short dressage tail. Honestly, this makes it feel very like Lippett's Honor. um, we've got this one with just the braided mane. This one with the bangs out of the braids. Got this one with the braids on both the tail and the mane. And then we've got like a couple of roached manes, the regular standard braids, more dressage braids, and then a really short mane. So I think I honestly love the natural mane that they did for this horse. I think it's so fitting and so pretty. Very unique. So I'm actually going to keep it as this, I believe. So let's go ahead and buy. I think this one's got to be a youngster stallion. He just gives stallion energy. I'm going to pick a name really quick. It always takes me the longest to pick a name. So I'm going to do that and then we will buy. Okay, you guys, call me crazy, but I'm actually going to go with Bear Blaze because like bear, almost like Bare bear because he's got like a bald face, which is like one of the attributes that I love the most about this coat. Is the thick blaze, so Bear Blaze, and we'll call him Bear for short, like the animal, because he's kind of stocky and big and strong. He's a stud, so I think Bear just makes sense for him. So let's go ahead and buy Bear, and we are going to ride him right now because he is so cute. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at the dressage sets. So let's start off. So I think that these are the two new ones that they have. And then saddles, they've got this one or this one. What is up with like the fur on the saddles? Am I missing something here? Okay, so these are kind of similar to like the other ones, like the ones I was wearing at the beginning. Plus they've got roses and these boots. Oh, I actually really like these pants. That's really unique. The pants are so nice. These definitely give like Spanish style hats, which is perfect for the breed, obviously. But yeah, okay. I think those are kind of fun. So let's go ahead and buy, I think, yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and buy the set. I'm gonna go with like the darker set, I think. Okay, and I'm only gonna hold off really on the boots and the gloves, as well as the decorations for the horse, like the flower decorations and stuff. I just don't know if that really fits Bear. So let's go ahead and take him down into the arena. Okay, I had to level him up so that we could see the fast gallop. Okay, here is the walk. So pretty, like I said, just super elegant. Looks fantastic. Here is the trot. Again, just so elongated and beautiful. I love the movement in the trot. Here we've got the canter, which is really, really pretty. Plus the gallop. Again, it's just, it gives so, like, if you've ever watched Spanish horses perform, it's just, it's so much like this. Like, it's like extended but collected at the same time, especially like the neck and stuff. So I think they did such a great job on this. And then we also have our fast gallop. And I kind of did some jumping on the way over here, but the jumping animation is also really good on this horse. Let's see if we can't. Maybe I'll just set up a course in here. Honestly, we're just gonna do this training really quick so we can watch the jumping. I think like from the back, it looks a little funny because of how the legs like kind of almost like spread out. I don't know if that sounds right, but they just look like very wide. But at the same time, like overall, the jumping looks fantastic in my opinion. See, look at how good. Like, look at all that extension. Honestly, it looks so good. Sorry, I had to pause like in frame so we could get, you know, a very good idea of it. It just looks, it looks so good. It really does. And like the way that it drops down after a jump, like the extension on the front legs is gorgeous. They've been doing such a good job with the jumping animations for the newer gen horses, for sure. All right, that was a good deal. Let's go ahead and take this horse back to the stables where we can compare it to the other generation horses. Here they are, every generation of the Andalusian. The first gen was the first horse I ever bought with star coins. It will always hold a special place in my heart. But obviously, like you can just tell the upgrades they've done each time. And they've just gotten more and more accurate with it. Obviously, the Gen 1 is so uncomparable. Like, it just, all of the Gen 1 horses kind of looked the same in a lot of ways. Obviously, this one had the very long mane, which made it different than the other ones, but clearly very different. Really hard to tell that it's even an Andalusian. But then you have the Gen 2 and the Gen 3, which just even the idle animations are really different. I felt like the ears on the Gen 2 were a little bit wonky, the way that it holds them like out to the side and kind of, even moves them each like independently is really interesting. Um, Also, yeah, just like the posing. Like what is that? What is that? Um, I feel like they did a lot better on like the wrinkling of the nose. As you can see, like these ones look just a little weird. In fact, let's just pause this so we can kind of zoom in on some things here. So, yes, you can see like the wrinkling of the nose. Obviously, it's making kind of a dorky face, but it always kind of looks like that versus like this one, which is just a bit more natural looking, I feel like. Um, there's a good shot of the two comparisons. I do think that, and it could just be the blue eyes, honestly, but it looks like a little freaky. Again, probably just a bad time to take a picture, but um, the eyes on this one, I'm still not sure how I feel about. But even on this second gen, like, interesting. I don't really know how to describe it. Obviously, like, the shading on the third gen is a lot better. Like, this one just looks a little off, and this one looks much more realistic. So they did a great job there. Um, this one has braids, so it's hard to compare the two mains, but they both just, the Gen 3 definitely looks really good in my opinion. Definitely the best of the three so far, obviously. Um, and yeah, I love it. I love this horse. It's so gorgeous. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you get an Andalusian? If so, what are your thoughts? Overall, I think I'd give this horse, as far as the Gen 3 goes, I think I'd give it probably a 9.5 out of 10. The one thing holding me back, which I think is probably mostly on this breed, but I saw it on the white horse as well, is just the eyes like look a little freaky at times. But overall, a gorgeous horse. They did such a good job on all the animations, the movement, the coloring, like the shading, just everything about it. I love. It looks so great. I also really love the new outfits. I know I didn't really rate those, but they they just totally fit the vibe. You know, like I said, if you've ever seen like Spanish performers or Spanish horses, like this is so spot on. Um, so I love the hat. I think it looks great. The pants, chef's kiss, amazing. I really like this style of the shirt as well. As far as the tack goes, I maybe it's just a certain style, but the fur is kind of throwing me off just a little bit. I don't remember seeing fur on like very many saddles, but I think that the style of it is really nice. The bridle is a lot like the other ones that I've seen that have the face covering that I was wearing at the beginning of the video on the Gen 2, like very similar styles, but obviously upgraded. So I think it looks really nice. I love like the shank pieces on the here. It's just so elegant. The gold all looks really nice, even like the gold details on the jacket and the pants and stuff, and then the gold stirrups all looks really nice. And then of course the leg wraps, really fun as well with the bell boots on the bottom. So I think it looks really nice. I really love it. Like I said, 9.5 out of 10. For me, the only thing is the eyes, but and again, maybe it's just the blue eyes because I did notice it on the gray, but overall, love the horse. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Also, let me know if I should buy the buckskin because I love that buckskin coat. I could die for it. I know I already have buckskins in my home stable, but I would not be mad at myself if I bought that buckskin. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.